Baldur's Gate. Today I'm less white, but still, I don't know why my camera is so bright. I really love this game. This could have been the best game ever, but not many people played the third act, and I saw some people saying like, imagine if Gale, the wizard character, exploded himself in second act and people wouldn't see the second half of the game. My guy, you overestimate the third act. It's not a second half of the game, and I wish it was, because I was really looking forward to Baldur's Gate, but I don't know. First two acts I finished in 70-80 hours. Third act I finished in 30 hours. So it's not really a second half of the game as some people wish. This is probably the best part of the game, is how chaotic it is. When I played this game, it felt to me like they tried to make dialogues as non-linear as the gameplay itself, which will sound crazy, but it really feels like they tried a lot. But again, in first two acts, because it's not as non-linear in as the third act. Third act, I would even say, kind of felt like a railroad, but I will explain it later. So, for example, there was a battle in the second act. You were fighting alongside a story character, but if he dies during the battle, the whole village gets fucking razed to the ground. And it was so shocking to me that even when you fucked up, the game still continues. Whenever you feel like, oh, I failed this dice roll, whatever, just continue playing and you will be surprised how entertaining this is. You see a story still continuing even though you think you fucked up. I found out that one of the possible followers just died in my playthrough because I didn't know that this character could have been my followers. I just killed her. To me, they felt a little bit like they are from some kind of fanfic, like from Tumblr arts, because there's this anime white hair vampire which is kinda zesty, and here's this demon girl with engine in her instead of her heart. I love those characters, but they kinda felt like they are doing this weird Tumblr fanfic type of characters. Overall, I really love those characters. They are very different, and almost all of them are very entertaining. The weird part about companions are those romances, because I think all of them are bisexual, which is kinda weird. So you can just, I don't know, pick up anyone whenever you want. The romance dialogues are so easy. Sometimes you don't even know that you're romancing a character. And when you reach a second act, half the camp wants to fuck you. That felt so weird to me because Lizelle came to me and, let's go someplace quiet. And I told her no, and she's like, okay, then I will fuck Astarion, and you will wish before you go to bed, you will be thinking about how my skin would have felt. That was so weird. Like, what the hell? I didn't try to romance her once during my playthrough, and she acted so weird. It is cool that there can be possible romances between companions in your camp, but it is only because you didn't fuck Lae'zel, so she decided to fuck Astarion. Yeah, like, I wish it was more without players' input. I know it's like Baldur's Gate is probably a very progressive universe, but still, it doesn't feel real when all of them are bisexual. Don't believe it, I'm sorry. So here it is, third act. This is when the game kind of fumbles for me. First of all, yeah, the city feels big, there are so many characters, you are shocked, oh my god, probably so many quests. No. A lot of characters you can talk to, but they say only one line. And yeah, so there is like big crowds of NPCs. Some of them you can see you cannot talk to them because their name is Citizen and they wear like a hood. You know, they are just for the visuals. But some characters have names. You can press on them. It will start a dialogue cutscene. And then they say only one phrase and that's it. Like, I don't understand why you added those types of characters. And it makes it very confusing because there are some characters you can talk to, have dialogues, get quests from them, but a lot of characters are just saying one fucking word and that's it. So I don't understand this decision. I would rather want them to make a very clear separation between crowd and characters you can normally talk to with branching dialogues. But it's so weird because there is now this separation. Here is a citizen you cannot interact with. Here is a guy you can start a dialogue but he says only one word. And here is this another type of character with which you can talk normally and get quests. When you start exploring, you're like, why the hell this Gortash guy, which is like a new Archduke of Baldur's Gate, why does he has a coronation in a fucking barracks on a bridge? And this is where my main problem starts, because when you heard news about this game, some reviewers told us that there will be like 3 districts in a city: entrance, lower city, and upper city. The problem here is that there is no upper city. That's why it feels weird that Gortash's coronation is not in the upper city, it's just at the entrance in a fucking barracks. And in community updates, we were told that we will be able to explore upper city before release date. And as we know, they didn't release Act 3 before launch. So yeah, it took players like 70 hours to get to the, or more for some people, because they start infinite amounts of characters, and it took them like hundreds hours to get to the third act. They see that it's kinda watered down, I would say. Yeah, it's not as polished, it's not as non-linear, there is not many dialogues with random NPCs, there is not much quests, some of the quests are kinda unfinished. Cazador's palace, which is from Astarion's quest. Cazador's palace is kind of like a random entrance on a wall, which is fucking weird. I don't know, it kind of feels like Upper City was actually cut out, and well, there is Upper City, but it gets destroyed, and for some stupid reason you cannot enter through the gate to Upper City. I don't know, there was so much potential. To me, they kind of fumbled the bag and lied a little bit. Yeah, so this is my main problem. Larian Studios feels like one of those cool independent studios. They just deliver, they just, listen to their fans. When Starfield announced that they're going to launch their game on like 6th of September, Larian Studios suddenly moved their release date of the Baldur's Gate months prior, which feels weird. Why would you beef with Starfield? Completely different games. Well, not completely, but still very different games, and it kind of feels like it didn't let them finish the game, which is why wouldn't you push, I don't know, release date 2 months later maybe? To me it sounds so weird that they decided to beef with Starfield. I forgot to talk about the ending. As I said, it kind of feels like they a little bit put us on the railroad. For example, I decided to side with Gortash to destroy this nether brain. So he tells us to meet in a cave. He just stands there without any type of army. He's an archduke. Why is he just by himself? He has like those robots called Steelwatch, and he just, I don't know, he just stands there alone, which is weird. And then he gets super randomly killed off, and I bet the same thing will happen if you will side with Orin, which is different villain. There is also this impossible skill check when you can dominate the brain, when you can roll 99, but it won't work obviously for most of the people. But you can roll a natural 20, and you think, okay, what if I roll natural 20? Well, nothing happens. What was cool is that anime moment where this nether brain can calculate any outcome, so whatever the player did during his game, it was kinda meant to be, which is kinda cool if you think about it, but it gets kinda stupid also. So nether brain kills Gortash so easily, like the nether brain basically had a thought and Gortash just dies. Why Netherbrain didn't kill our party like that? So, I don't know. The story kinda gets messy for me by the end. Very linear, and first two acts were kinda perfect. Then it just ends like that. Very linear, very non-logical. I don't know. I didn't really like it. About endings, I noticed they added like new endings for Karlak, which is cool. This is the right way to go, I guess. There can be more ways to fix companions and whole story, if I'll be honest. I don't know, there is still, I feel like there is so many ways to fix it. Add Upper City, add new stuff to Mind Flayer storyline. So much could have been done with the whole Mind Flayer storyline and Tadpole. If you want to make expansions, there is definitely a way to make them. For example, in Raphael's house, there is. Yeah, it kind of feels like Raphael's house can be a hub for future of Baldur's Gate. There is a room with portals to different locations from the lore. I don't know, maybe an epilogue when you play without Tadpole and rebuild the Upper City, so we can add Upper City in this way. Yeah, so really, really cool game. It was so close to be perfect. And they even convinced players that it is perfect, but it is not, because most players didn't even get to the third act. To me, the game fumbles the bag by the end. I enjoyed my journey with this game, but it just sad to see that it could have been perfect. Cool game though.